Oh gosh, guys, this episode is what is a good one.
We're off to one today.
Yeah. Well,
we're filming on Tuesday, so we're already...
maybe that's throwing us off.
Yeah, I think Wednesdays are like...
or maybe like the midweek we're like, okay, now our brain is on. I think Tuesdays just suck in general.
Welcome back to the pod, you guys.
Yeah, it's giving Tuesday energy today. We are trying our best to kind of get it together. We are completely changing the topic we were going to talk about today because we're just like not in a serious mood at all. And
yeah,
the topic we w're going to talk about was just like we need to have our heads on a little bit straight. And it's just
have a like coherent thought.
Yeah, we can't.
Which is not happening today.
No. So today we're going to actually be reading Am I the Asshole? Reddit posts and just kind of answering if they are an asshole or not. I've never done this.
Talking back and forth about it.
Yeah, I've never done this.
Gina said that like there's podcasts that do this already, but like also, I mean, there's so many am I the a-hole questions.
So many.
And everyone's opinion's different.
I know.
Why not?
And we were reading just like from today, there was already like hundreds in just the last 4 hours.
Oh my God.
So we're excited to we saved a couple.
Yeah.
If we want to do more, we'll do more, but we're going to just start off with a couple to start. But before we get into that, we're just going to catch up like we always do in the beginning. But in addition to that, in true Kardashian fashion, we're going to be doing our peek and pit of the week.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Little touch to the Two Bestfriends Podcast intro. Why not?
I know. So what was your peek and pit from this past week? Do you know it?
I do.
Okay, well, what do you want to start with, the worst or the best?
I'll go with my peak first because I feel like we should start off on a high note.
Yeah, okay, what was your peak?
My peak for sure was those frozen Aperols we made last week.
Those were so...
Because we did not think, well, actually, so I made them in the Ninja Creamy and I was like, I don't know if the consistency is going to be there. It was my first time making an Aperol. I was like, this could be bad. But they were so good.
They were so much better than just a regular Aperol.
Like, literally, they were so good.
Which is weird because the same exact ingredients as like a regular.
I think it's just like the ice part, like the slushy part.
Oh, they were so good, guys.
They were so good. And like, I think about them every day.
I know. We need to make them again.
Want that again.
And I think the Ninja Creamy is totally the game changer with it.
Yeah, because I don't know how I would have made it without...
I mean, you could do the blender, but like the blender just doesn't... I mean, I don't have a Ninja, but you do. You can, like...
Would it be like a margarita consistency?
Yeah, like for like choppy, like icy like that.
Oh, I don't like that.
This is more like a what's it called? A slushy?
Yeah, it was like the sorbet consistency.
So yummy.
Yeah, so I would say that was for sure my peak. And then for my pit, I was laughing with Gina about this yesterday and today. I have like such a fear of storms.
Yeah, she really does.
Specifically, like tornadoes, like when those are like when
you don't live in Southern Illinois or like the Midwest.
Yeah, well, we get lucky with where we are because I feel like they always go like right above us or right below us. But last night, Chicago was on one, and
the last 3 nights.
But last night was like the worst.
Yeah.
Like I texted Gina, I was like, "You good?"
Yeah, she's asking me. I'm like, well, because of course the one night I'm like alone because my boyfriend's out of town. There's this huge ass storm, and I'm walking around. I'm in like a big apartment complex. I'm like, where the fuck am I supposed to go?
It was bad. Like, oh my God.
At least never been a fan.
I almost had a heart attack last night. Like everyone around me is just so chill about it. My mom, she's just sitting there. I'm like, are you not afraid? She's like, it's never gonna hit us.
Yeah. I know. My mom was in my video. She's like standing in the backyard watching like the tent fall. That's kind of me though. When I was at home living at home, I would just stand in the garage.
Yeah, that's what my dad did. I'm like, can I go under the stairs? Like, what do I need to do?
A basement. You always need a basement then in your home.
Oh, I need like a shelter.
You do a little bunker.
Yeah, honestly, like for like
I've always wanted that.
Storms.
I've always wanted one of those in my backyard
because you never know. But like genuinely, like I don't know why I'm like this because like I've never seen a tornado.
Yeah,
it's just the fact that like
there was one though,
but there was like 10 circulating like the possibility, and I was like, there's no way because
since we're such a populated area though, it's not able to completely like funnel. But they saw a little bit.
I know you texted me that it touched on it. I was like, that's a little too close.
It's a little too close
right there. Yeah. So I just like freak out, and like I would say last night. It was definitely the worst.
How sweet. She checked in on me when she was freaking out.
Well, because I knew she was by herself.
No, I was pacing around my apartment. I was like, If it takes her out, I'm not, yeah. What am I to do?
Might have been like flung around in the air.
I was like, maybe I'll go in the hallway. Like, I don't know. What are you doing? You were in an apartment.
Elementary school, we had tornado sirens. We have to like cover our head in the hallway. You could have done that. Like,
I should have done that.
Dude, yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. Like, you guys have nowhere to go in here if something happens.
No, they're like, just going up in the bathroom or something. I'm like, okay, if the building just completely gets taken away, what does that matter? I don't think it really matters if I'm by the window or in the bathroom. They're like 2 steps away from each other.
Yeah, so it's tough because you're, I don't know.
So I was just like, if it happens, it happens.
Things you don't think about when you get an apartment.
No, I was like, if this is the way I'm going, it's the way I go.
Oh my God.
So yeah, Kylie, that was your peek and pit?
Yeah, I would say so. Pretty uneventful this week.
Yeah.
But,
that's just
can't all be winners.
It's the reality of it, huh?
Hey, let's hear yours.
Oh, they're not any better. My peak was that I bought a vacuum.
Not just any vacuum, though.
I did splurge. Don't yell at me. I got the Dyson. Everyone was like, I asked for recommendations, and I'm like, the Dyson is the best one. I know it's expensive. I forget which one I got. Like I don't know what it's called, but it was the cheapest one. And it was Prime Day, so I was like, now's the time.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, just do it. I know it sucks, but it will last you longer. So I was like, fuck it. So I got the Dyson. I'm excited. It's cordless. I'm an adult.
Things you're excited about when you're an adult.
I know. It's like, wow, this is my peak from the week, guys. I'm age 23.
I don't know who wouldn't be excited about that.
No, I know this. But so that was my peak, and I'm actually really excited for it to come here so I can just vacuum all day now. I'm just going to be vacuuming all day.
And Gina's going to be one of those, a complete disturbance to all of her neighbors and the people below.
It's supposed to be quieter, though, so
yeah,
that's way better.
I loved, like I told you, I loved it. Like, at work, it was so nice.
Sometimes a good vacuum is a game.
Because there's nothing more annoying than the cords.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's nothing more frustrating.
So, yeah, that was a great peak. Love that for me. And then, what did I say my pit was? My pit for the week was that my walking pad broke, which was really upsetting.
Her lifeline.
Yeah, that was like really everything to me. And then it just scrapped out. But it's kind of my fault. So this is kind of a PSA to people who have walking pads. If you use it on carpet, just know you're going to fucking ruin it. I didn't realize that. I texted the customer service. I was like, hey, like my walking pad broke. Can I like get a replacement? They're like, just wondering, did you use it on carpet? I was like, will I get a new one if I say yes? So I said yeah. And like, yeah, we do recommend like not doing it on carpet because it like pretty much burned the motor and like my carpet was all like stained black. So learn from me. Don't do that. So they did end up sending me a replacement, which was actually really nice of them. But that was kind of like my downfall from this week. I couldn't walk inside and it was 90 degrees. So I couldn't walk outside because I would have died from the heat. So
Gina and I ran errands yesterday. Like literally like after being outside for a second. Like I'm so stupid too. And I wore black, like all black.
I was wearing sweatpants. Why would I do that?
Like even just from like a 5-step walk to the car.
Yeah, we're in a heat wave still, I guess. I don't know. It's super humid, but it's probably because of the storms.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm in Florida and I cannot stand.
It's like the air where it's just like you can't breathe. You feel like you're suffocate.
Actually, like Southern people feel like.
But I was telling Kylie, I was like, when you're in Florida, you like expect it. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're kind of okay with it. But here,
July though.
I know it is really horrible here. So I guess I get it. We're really exciting people, guys. Don't go too crazy on us. But I guess we could just, I don't know, do you have anything else to say about your week?
No.
Yeah.
I don't
either.
We can start with the first the asshole question.
Okay.
You know, whenever do you want to go first?
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
Oh gosh, are these I don't know if I'm at the right spot. Okay, let's start with this one. This one's a good one. Am I the asshole for telling my mom she's not entitled to my life news? Okay, let's get into this one. My mom was gossiping about me with my sister at a party I couldn't attend. She thought I was back with my ex and was asking my sister for information. My sister told her, if you want to know anything about her life, ask OP. I don't know what that means, but somehow also confirmed it was true. 2 days after the party and after my birthday, Mom messaged me a long message talking about how I don't have to keep him a secret or hide him from the conversations. She spilled some family gossip about my grandparents that they wouldn't want out and compared my relationship to hers and her alcoholic partner. I explained in a response that I am an intensely private person, and as we only text once a month for her to update me on which family member has which illness or which items are coming on sale in a specific store, there's no perfect place to add the info about my relationship status in. Pair that with the fact that she asked how I am or anything about me, and it means it's not something I would volunteer. I've been waiting for her to ask how I am for the past 6 months so I can tell her I'm pregnant. Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Growing up, everything came at a price with her. We were never loved by her. She never told us she loved us. Okay, this is dark. She would body shame me constantly. She herself was a woman of size, and I wasn't that big back then, just average puppy fat, 9 to 14-year-old. She also had no idea about my adult life, as she never asked. She knows more about distant cousins who overshare their lives or customers of hers than she does about her youngest daughter. Following my response, she deactivated her Facebook account where she would message me from. I sent her a WhatsApp saying, I'm not sure why you deactivated your account. I guess I will speak to you in October when your granddaughter will be born. Only sister knows about the pregnancy, and I'd like to keep it that way. She replied saying, no probs, congratulations, and that was it. I've been desperate for this woman to love me my whole life, but am I the asshole? No. She's definitely the daughter who is writing this in is not the asshole. The mother is definitely the asshole.
I know, like, can we change, like, am I the asshole?
Yeah. No, the mom is totally, but the daughter who's writing the story in is definitely not the asshole because, I mean, it sounds to me she does not really give a shit about you and just wants the tea. Like, we all love a little gossip, don't get me wrong, but if you're only reaching out to people just to get the tea on their life,
I feel like I have an unpopular opinion here on the story. Specifically, like, I don't think just because somebody is your family member entitles them to every detail of your life.
No.
Like, I get you guys are, like, blood related, but, like, there are people that are closer to you that are not blood related that actually do. Basically what I'm saying is, like, just because someone's a family member does not give them, like, all access to your life. And if they don't, like, if it's not warranted, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I also think sometimes you have to read the room and you kind of know who you can go to with certain pieces of information. Yeah. Like, for instance, like, I love my mother to pieces, but, you know, it's better to share little bits than, like, everything, because moms are moms. That's just who they are to their core. We get it. We love them. We understand. But I think you just kind of go to the people that you know maybe have the response you're maybe looking for.
It's just hard because, like, in this scenario, it's a mother-daughter.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a sister or, like, a brother.
Yeah, that's
or a
true.
And it's like your mother shouldn't be caring about that stuff. Like, when I get pregnant, the first thing I'm going to do is go to my mom.
Yeah.
So, like, it's hard.
This situation's so hard because she just has such a bad relationship.
I know, when that's tough. So it's like, do you still tell her? Like, she doesn't, like...
Yeah, I know. That's kind of hard because you want to tell her everything because you want her to want to care. Mm-hmm. But then it's like...
Because, like, why wouldn't she? Right. About it. Like, that's her grandma. Like,
but then every time she tells her something, or maybe she's, like, more hesitant because of her reaction, maybe because she just isn't very kind.
Yeah.
I get that, too. So that's hard. But
like, she's trying... But she's also protecting, like, her energy from, like, because you don't, like, with big news like that, the last thing you want is, like, somebody to not react the way that you want.
Yeah, exactly. So she's not the asshole.
No. Daughter, not the asshole.
Daughter, not the asshole. Mother, kind of the asshole. Sorry to say it. Next. Okay. That's yours.
I will do... Let's pick this one. So it says, am I the asshole for telling my friend to take down her viral video because people are fat shaming me? Okay, so let me read the post. It says, my friend 17 makes TikTok regularly and she has a decent following of a few thousand. She wanted to grow it for a while and sometimes she would complain to me when it wasn't having any growth, and I would try to help her basically make a viral video. Well, it happened over and over the past few days. She's had quite a lot of likes. I'm deliberately trying to be vague with describing this, as at this point about my insecurity, and I don't want somebody to find it and add to that. We recorded a video of us both dancing together to a popular song, and it got her a lot of followers and likes. She's really happy, but a part of why it seemed to go viral is because people are fat shaming me in the replies. I'm quite overweight. I'm 250 pounds and I'm quite insecure about my body, which is why I didn't want to be in my friend's video to begin with, but she convinced me. I didn't think it would go viral, so I was wearing a crop top and shorts, and now people are calling me an it or a thing and saying rude things to me to cover it up, and that is a violation of their I'm a violation to their eyes. It shouldn't even offend me because I know they're all 13-year-olds, but these comments have hundreds of likes and I'm really embarrassed. I've only noticed this morning when my friend told me her video went viral, and I told her to take it down because people are being rude to me, and obviously got a lot of attention. She told me to stop being selfish and that I willingly chose to appear in the video and that I'll ruin her getting popularity now. I told her that I didn't think it would go viral. Sorry, I'm like, oh my God, like, you're kidding. Oh my God. And she says that she understands, but it's not fair to them to make fun of my body, but the video already has downloads and you can't wipe anything from the internet, so it's useless to delete it. And then I need to get tougher skin. Oh, I the asshole. I know you can't delete anything, but I didn't really expect to see hundreds of likes calling me a whale or anything.
No, you are not the asshole. You are beautiful and wonderful, and go throw that friend in the trash can.
How horrible.
That's terrible. You never do that to a friend.
My goodness.
Like, I do not give a fuck if you are about to be the next big thing. It does not matter if it's the price of your friendship and
That's wild.
Their well-being.
I can't even fathom that. Like, also, like, every time Gina and I post anything of each other, it's like,
always
this, like,
always. It's just the courtesy, like, you care. And it's fine if you think they look okay. That doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. That doesn't matter. You always ask. That's so annoying.
That's insane. Like, the amount of disrespect.
Yeah.
Like, people are absolutely ruthless on the internet.
The things people do for fucking likes.
Well, and also, like, I didn't like the friend's response of being like, well, nothing can be wiped on the internet. It's like, yeah, nothing can be wiped from the internet, but I can delete it from my feed so people aren't actively seeing it.
Yeah.
Like,
and so she doesn't have to keep reading those messages over and over.
Like, the damage is kind of done, if you will. But it's like, it is going to get worse. It might get worse. Like, she's now like, she could be spiraling. Who knows? Like, that's so, like, oh my God, I can't.
Really frustrating.
I can't even fathom that.
A good friend would never ever do that. Or if, say, like, that happened and maybe it was very innocent when she posted it, what you do after the fact matters. Like, delete it. It doesn't matter anymore. Like, you should choose your friend over all of that. Clearly, this girl does not give a fuck.
She's clearly, we know she's a clout chaser.
Yeah,
she literally
that's so fucked up. Don't be friends with her anymore, please. So you're not the asshole. She's the asshole. And again, like I said, throw in the fucking trash.
I was trying to give her a hug.
Yeah, that's so fucked up. Ugh, I hate people. That's why it's hard having girlfriends.
I know.
Cool. I guess next one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This one says, am I the asshole for refusing to drive my fiance to the train station after he missed his bus? My fiance, a 25 male, has ADHD and has a difficulty keeping a schedule, which often resulted in him sleeping past his alarm. Today, he was supposed to catch the bus at 7:30 a.m., but missed it. I work shift work, had just finished my third 12-hour shift in a row. My commute is about 45 minutes, so I got home just before 8. Woke up my fiance upon entry. He was upset with himself right away, as he usually is when he sleeps in. We've had this issue in the past, and I've previously told him that if he really needed a ride to the train station, I would prefer to pick him up at the front door. We live in an apartment, because once I'm parked in the garage and make it upstairs, I'm tired and prefer not to leave again at this point, which I've still done in the past for him. I would say I probably drive him at least once every 2 weeks when he's late. He asked me if I'd drive him to the train station today, which would have saved him a 30-minute walk for his already long 1.5-hour commute, but I declined. I was hesitant at first, but I decided that I deserved to put myself first. He seemed upset, and he did make a comment saying, I better see you in bed in 2 minutes then, but eventually went on his way. Approximately 30 minutes later, he texted me saying that he knows it wasn't good timing, but that he really could have used the drive today. Later today, he called and I expressed to him how upset I was by this. He said he was also upset because I wasn't there for him when he needed me, and that he would have done it for me if the roles were reversed. And then that he was scared there was a limit to how much he could lean on me. Also that he hopes I'm happy that I got what I wanted and for me to enjoy my extra 30 minutes of sleep. To be fair, I'm not working today, so I'm able to sleep in later, and it would have only taken me about 30 minutes in total. I feel a bit guilty as realistically it wouldn't have been and not much of a burden to drive him. And it means it would help him out a lot. I know he's been having a rough time lately, and I worked 7 days this week and is already angry with himself as is. I read this before and I might have changed my opinion.
Oh,
I think that she's not the asshole. Reading through it, it sounds like I didn't like his response to a couple things. How he was like, I hope you enjoy the extra 2 minutes in bed or something. Like the little snarky comments, because I get it too. It's like sometimes those extra things, like the apartment living when she made that comment, that does make a difference. Like, tell me like earlier so I can just pull up instead of like going in the garage and parking and coming all the way upstairs, like doing all those extra steps that do take time. I do get that. So I might be siding with the woman here, because as much as like you should have your people's back, like of course you shouldn't complain. There shouldn't be no amount on what you do for someone. I think he's kind of being a little bitch sometimes.
Well, like, okay, so this is technically our
yeah, like we've read this before.
Around. We did read this before. And like my opinion on it is like, you are an adult male.
Yeah.
Like a thing where it's like, I'm not saying like he's taking advantage of her, but I do think like he knows that she'll do anything. So it's like if he sleeps in, it's like, oh, whatever, like she'll just drive me anyways. But it's like the second that it interferes with like her daily routine or like stuff like that, it's like she's a grown woman too. She has her own stuff. Like,
and she says she's done it multiple times.
Right. So it's not like she's like refusing to do it. She's just,
I guess he could just be a little bit more
mature.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, you wake up for work every day.
Yeah.
Like,
so I changed my opinion.
That's all right.
I think I understand her point of view a little bit better.
Yeah.
So she's not the asshole.
I understand why she'd be frustrated.
Yeah, no, now that I'm reading it over, like, I understand.
Because it's like, this is the third, fourth, fifth time now.
It's like you have to fucking have someone to do, yeah. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
That's annoying. So,
like, once or twice, no big deal. But it's like the repetition of these actions like happening over and over again is the annoying part.
Right.
If something else had happened where she's like having to cover for him or do something for him, it's a different story, but it's the same issue that's repeating itself. And I'm such a big proponent on like, if something happens, because I'm sure it's like you've had a conversation about it with them, and it's like if you have to have the same conversation like two or more than once is my philosophy, 2 at most, then the person doesn't care. So if you're repeating to your husband or boyfriend like, hey, like this was a little bit of like, you know, I'm having to do the same thing multiple times, can we get to a solution on how we can prevent this from happening, and you're having that conversation and it's continuously happening, then he might not care. Like, that's how I see it. I know it's like tough because we don't know like everything about it. Just from what was shared. Yeah, I don't have the same conversation multiple times. It's like maybe they just don't care.
Yeah, I think it's tough. It's tough. There's 2 ways to kind of look at it, but I think overall he just needs to get his act together a little bit more, and that's kind of maybe what she's trying to push onto him to realize. It's like, okay, like I'll do it for you, but I just want you to realize that I think you could do this if you do X, Y, and Z, and like me not doing it all the time is gonna maybe be like, okay, fuck, I can't always rely on her and do it.
Right.
I think that's kind of more so what she's trying to push, which again, it is what it is. But we don't want to be teaching these men how to
not have to be a man.
We're not teaching you how to be
off topic, but
that's just still our role in your life. Sorry, not for us. Anyways,
that's not why we're here. Okay, I will read another post that I saved. Okay, so this one says, am I the a-hole for telling my best friend I don't want to hear about her shitty boyfriend anymore? Okay, so she says, she's a 23-year-old female. I have been friends with my BFF Kayla since we were 11. She's awesome and has supported me through some really tough times, and I have been there for her through a lot of shit too. We have never fallen out, and we have always supported each other until now. Kayla has been with her boyfriend James for just over 2 years. I liked him at first. He was good to her. and for her. He made her really happy, so I was happy. But for the last year or so, every time I've seen or chatted with Kayla, all she has done is complain about him. Some of the stuff she has told me about him is super gross, and I've lost all respect for him. And in return, I've started losing respect for her. She has also changed a lot since being with him. She used to want to travel the world, explore and experience new things, and now she never leaves her house and wants to be a stay-at-home mother by the time she's 25. It makes me sad to see that she has lost her sparkle. It all came to a head when we went out for dinner for my birthday. She spent the whole night complaining about James, as always, telling me way too much personal stuff about him, as always, and just generally, like, complaining. It was after we had finished our meal when I finally snapped and said, I don't want to hear any more about your shitty boyfriend, because everything I advised to her to do, she just ignores, and I have nothing left to say. I told her she should dump him if she hates him so much, and if she isn't going to dump him, then quit bitching about him all the time, because I don't want to hear it anymore. I had quite a few glasses of wine and was feeling very bummed because she made my whole birthday dinner about her and her stupid boyfriend. This was 5 days ago, and she hasn't spoken to me since. I messaged her next morning apologizing and asked her if we could meet up to talk about it, but she hasn't responded. So Reddit, am I the asshole?
I don't think so.
So this is tough because I think it's really hard, and my philosophy on this is like really tough because as a best friend, it seems like they were best friends. It was like, of course, like you would think that I'm going to tell you everything and stuff as things come up. But at the same time, like, you have to also be a little bit empathetic of the other person listening and be like, I'm sure they're sick of hearing this. Like, even when I tell Gina about the same things over and over, and I'm like, she's probably like so annoyed with me telling her the same thing. But at the same time, that's your job as like a best friend, to be like listening, and like, even if it's annoying.
Yes. I know, I agree. Again, there's a fine line. It's like, if you're always saying horrible things and it's like, you know deep down that it's not the right person for you, but you're just sticking around and complaining because that's just what you think is right, and like your friend has told you multiple times their opinion, it's like, you should know, like, okay, maybe I should stop talking about the same thing over and over. They already have told me their opinion on this topic or on this person. I think that's the case, but it's different if it's just like you're going through troubles with your boyfriend and you're like constantly fighting. Like, I think every relationship goes through that phase where you're like always fighting and it's always stuff coming up, and you're obviously going to tell your best friend. That's what you're supposed to do. But I think it's in this case like he's a really bad person.
Right. It sounds like we can't say toxic. But...
Right. No, but that's like, maybe, we don't know, but that may be what it is.
But also, everybody tolerance is different to certain things. Like, what I think is bad, might be comfortable with. You know, just there's a fine line between like, if it's an abusive relationship, if it's something where like infidelity or like stuff like that, then like that's disgusting. Like then it's like, okay, like why? Like, I can see where she would be frustrated of like, like why would you stay with that?
It's for an example. Like, if I'm complaining to like, holy shit, if Kevin doesn't throw his towel or put his towel back up behind the door like he said he's gonna do 100 times one more time, like if I complain about that 100 times to Kylie, it's like she should just like not, like she should just listen to it. Because like there's no harm in that. Is it annoying? Because like, Gina, I really just like don't fucking care to hear this again. Like, Kevin keeps annoying you this week. I get it, but like, you listen,
right?
Whereas like, if I'm saying shit about my boyfriend that's like actually he's being, you know, maybe not loyal or sneaking around, like, and Kylie's like, Gina, like, maybe, you know, you tell me your opinion on him, like, and then I complain about it again next week the same way. I think that's where I can understand.
I understand, because it's like, then you're a broken record, and it's like the person does not value your opinion, which I understand. Like, it's hard when you're in that situation to like move away from somebody that because of course I would think that if you're in a relationship you love the person, but it's like, if the other person is complaining constantly about how they were being treated, it's like, why would you choose to stay? Like, I fully understand that frustration. I fully get it. However, at the end of the day, it's not your decision or choice to convince people to leave who they're with. Like, you can vocalize, like, it's not your job. Also, like, my philosophy on just best friends in general, it's not your job to tell them what to do. It's your job to just talk to them and allow them to come to a solution themselves. And so like, if I'm complaining about something to Gina, like, oh my God, like XYZ, whatever, and we're talking about it, it shouldn't be where she's just like, well, Kylie, like, he's a horrible person, like, you need to break up with him. It's more of like, we're having a mutual conversation back and forth. You're asking questions, you're pointing things out, and it's like, I'm like, oh, like,
right,
I probably shouldn't, you know, be with this person, or like hype them up and make them feel like you're gonna be okay if.
And sometimes you need to like kind of ask, like, maybe sometimes people are just complaining to complain, like they just need to let it out.
Sometimes victim blaming.
Yeah, sometimes just like let it out doesn't always mean that it's warranted for an opinion. I think that also can be like reading the conversation, like maybe I'm like ranting about, I don't need you to tell me that my boyfriend like sucks.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Like, but then if you open it, like Kylie's like, I actually really value your opinion on this. Like, what do you think? Then I'll tell her, because she's asking for the truth, so I'm gonna tell her the truth. But like, if you don't want me to tell you the truth, then just like don't tell me. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's exactly it. Like, when you tell people your opinion on something, or just talk about things in general, you, like Gina said, you open the door for opinions, whether that's on social media, whether that's confiding in your best friend, whether that's literally anything. You open the door for that, and it's a continuous cycle of the same thing. So what do you expect also?
Exactly. So that's kind of,
and every best friendship has its like unique like characteristics that they, you know, the best friends like have their own dynamic. You talk to each other in different ways, like you're brutally honest, or maybe you beat around the bush and that's what they want to hear.
Well, that's why I always tell Kylie, I'm like, I'm team Kylie, like through and through. I am always team Kylie. And sometimes she's like, Gina, I don't want you to be team Kylie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but that's just who I am. Like, I love you and I want you happy. So I'm going to obviously like talk through conversations with you and give my point of view. But also at the end of the day, it's like, but I want you happy.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I get yours.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's how I am. And I mean, I think we both kind of are that way too. But yeah, sometimes Kylie's like, no, like just fucking.
It depends on how these conversations are going. Also, like, she must have been really fed up if she just snapped on her when she had wine at her.
Exactly.
Holy cow.
But like, that's exactly it. Maybe you're just at that point and you're just like, yeah, it is what it is.
When somebody else's energy is like dragging you down, or you feel the effects of somebody else's like energy or their vibe, like that's tough, because it's also like, read the room. It's not really appropriate at your birthday dinner to have that knock. Like,
no.
Like,
why are you putting that energy into the room? Like, it's just not needed.
It's not your time to speak about it.
Yeah.
Maybe she just wants attention.
Maybe.
Who knows?
And probably that's what she is. Yeah.
Unless those people that just want to be like hyped up all the time. Like, oh my God, you're like.
Right. Well, that's the other side of it.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't
can't place too much judgment, but
I would say, oh, that's tough. I don't know what I would say. Like, it has to be like, are you the a-hole or are you not the a-hole? Is the friend the a-hole?
The friend
first up being like, stop, enough.
I'm gonna go with, I don't know.
It's tough.
Because like sometimes it's tough because sometimes I'm blunt and honest, but sometimes I'm, again, team Kylie.
Just put your brain in a situation where like I'm bitching about the same thing for a year. She said a year.
Oh,
that's a long time. And also, like, every time we hang out, I'm gonna go, okay, my personal opinion, I can't think. I gotta say, but the friend that's like hearing all this stuff, is she the a-hole? I'm gonna go with no. I don't think she's the a-hole. Do I agree with, like, you gotta come up with your own stuff? Yes. Like, you gotta come.
Yeah, I don't think she's the a-hole.
But, like, also, like, that's really negative energy just constantly. And I just can't even, and I personally would be very annoyed if I was, like, giving my hard-worked advice to somebody, to Gina, and she just was, like, right over her head every time. Like, if it's not clicking at all, like, then why are you talking to me? If you don't want my opinion, you're not gonna, like, value it.
So, yeah, for that case, though, like, but not the asshole.
Yeah, I would say no. But that's tough because
it's totally situational.
It really is.
I think
really,
that's
really
what
is.
it is.
And it depends on the two friends in the situation too, and how they.
You just have to like hear the conversation, but like a year of that shit, yeah, that's annoying. So I don't know any other. I think that's all the ones I've saved. Obviously, didn't really share like a whole big topic on anything, but.
Yeah, just like it would be it's kind of like how Gina and I would hang out on a random.
That's a good way to put it. Like, this is a podcast where it's like how we would hang out.
Yeah, according to because this is how we
like literally what we would do.
So we talk, like, if there was no camera, this is what we'd be saying.
You know, so we're just being us today.
Yeah,
and sometimes us are
silly, goofy Kylie and Gina.
Sometimes us is just not all there. So, I don't know. I hope you guys laughed with us today. Because we're really out of it. We can't do it any longer. So, thanks for listening, and we will see you guys next time.